Hey, you can't spell Black History Month without the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, I guess.
Now we've seen Marlon Wayans.
White chicks.
I was gonna say Marlon Wayans on his own,
Oh.
like with a Haunted House, a Haunted House 2, and the better 50 Shades of Black.
Okay.
A Haunted House 2 was probably his lowest point if I were to pick. Then we've seen Marlon Wayans in his solo Netflix with Naked and Sextuplets,
Oh God.
which were better.
I don't know if you could say it's better.
You could say they're better than Haunted House 1 and 2 and 50 Shades of Black. And you know how you can say they're better?
I don't know.
Here's how you can say they're better. They're better because Naked and Sextuplets were PG-13 movies.
Got it.
The other ones were hard R, especially with N-word profanity.
Okay.
So I would take PG-13 Marlon Wayans over R-rated N-word
Stop.
Marlon Wayans.
I think they get it.
And we've seen Marlon Wayans with his brother Sean and Keenan with Don't Be a Menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Oh yeah.
Now let's get into solo Marlon Wayans without his brothers Keenan, Damon, or Sean, with Above the Rim. And you want to know why I wanted to see this movie?
No.
Well, first of all, a little backstory. I originally wanted to see this movie, and then when I saw that Tubi did not have the movie anymore, my heart sank.
Oh.
But fortunately, Netflix came to the rescue and had the rights to this movie.
All right.
There's two reasons why I wanted to see this movie. One was that it had Marlon Wayans, and two, it had an actor. The actor.
Few actors.
The ultimate actor of actors. Sir Tupac Shakur.
Mm.
This was not his first movie. His first movie was as himself.
Wasn't he Birdie?
I don't know.
The drug dealer?
The opposite team person, maybe.
Yeah, the drug dealer.
Oh, you took notes?
Yeah. I wrote down. You said you better remember this. They're
Okay.
all kind of scattered, but I wrote down some.
Now this is not Tupac's first movie. His first movie was as himself in the movie Nothing But Trouble, the one that had one that had Dan Aykroyd's nose that looked like a penis.
Oh God.
It did not have testicles, so get that out of your mind.
I didn't even have that there. Oh wow.
I'm sorry.
Can we talk about the movie?
I'm a little up on
It starts in high school.
on pain reliever. Yeah.
Starts in high school, and there's this kid Kyle, and it's basketball, and they think that he's got potential, but he hogs the ball. He tries to be the one that
There's a
makes the
reason.
scoring points. Well, because there's a scout from Georgetown
No,
that is at some of his games.
There's another reason why he hogs the ball. It was in the flashback.
What?
The guy
he wanted to
caught
go to
and-
NBA?
No, his friend caught it and
No,
died.
that wasn't Kyle. That was Bertie's brother, Shep. He was all set to go. He was in college, all set to sign with the pros. The janitor, Shep. He's the one that his best friend.
This movie has a lot of flashbacks.
Yeah. So Shep is the janitor, And remember, the basketball coach asked him if he wanted to be the basketball coach because he could mentor
No,
and
ask
get
the
to the
janitor
kids.
if he
Yes,
wanted to be the
that's
basketball
Shep.
coach. Oh, okay.
He came back for his mother's funeral.
Was he the one who kept playing basketball without a ball?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, at night, after work. And his brother was Birdie, the drug dealer.
Bernie Mac is also in the movie as
Yeah.
a homeless person, and well,
Birdie and his
we're not
pups.
going to say what happens to him, but let's just say if they made an Above the Rim 2, his character would not be back.
He was homeless and he was sleeping by the park.
This movie to me feels like I haven't seen them, but I would imagine this like one of those hood movies.
Yeah, it's like the drug dealer, okay, black neighborhood. The drug dealer is like the only
And
way to make money and get women and
I'm
and
sorry,
respect.
and I'm sorry if hood is inappropriate, but I think that was a term like in the 80s and 90s. There were a lot of hood movies.
Mm.
So
his friend that's kind of slow that plays basketball with him, was that the Wayans?
you can't say his last name?
No.
You've been too traumatized from a haunted
After the
house too?
basketball game, and Birdie and some of his woman and a couple guys show up to watch the game, and it's all because this big neighborhood 4-on-4 shootout or 5-on-5 basketball for a certain amount of minutes, and you have to win to take home. What was it? Was there a trophy or
like
just
100,000 maybe or something? I don't know.
I don't
Or a
think it was that
scholarship?
much. And it was to be like able to
This is
run
tough.
the neighborhood or something.
This is tough because we saw another movie after watching this that we're not going to review because we've already seen it. That was a slightly funnier movie.
And Kyle.
In that we got one good. In that you laughed once from that movie.
Kyle was getting upset because Shep was starting to take his mom out. They met at a restaurant. Well, no, they met in the gym when she wanted to see Kyle, and he's like, "Miss, nope, the game is over. Everyone must leave or whatever." You don't know who I am, or whatever she said. But then they started dating, and so Kyle got upset, and then Shep was trying to give Kyle some pointers in playing basketball.
And then he joined
and
the
he's
other
like,
team.
Yeah, for a while. And he's like, I'm not going to listen to a janitor. I've got more, whatever. I don't think he ever really...
I haven't seen Not Another Teen movie. The janitor knows nothing.
But yeah, but this janitor knew how to play.
Do you know who the janitor was in
No.
Not Another Teen movie?
No.
Mr. T.
Ah.
One of his lines was, "Believe in the ball. Fool, believe in the ball and throw yourself."
Really?
Yeah, we have that movie.
Huh.
That's in my list. Or my collection.
So anyway, his friend brings him over by Birdie to his club, and then he meets a woman. He doesn't drink, okay? That I got to take from him. But then Birdie's like, here's some money, and making it look like, Birdie's running the neighborhood with his club, his drugs.
Underground he kind of is.
Yeah. And his mom is very strict. You've got to study, blah, 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 Yeah, they go to the movies once a week or something, and then they meet at this diner.
Oh, I remember the diner.
Yeah.
The diner is how I imagine you or JJ would be if you ever went to a restaurant by yourself. Just like sitting quietly, not saying anything, just saying like, "Can I have more water?" Thank you.
And the waitress is like trying to hit on him.
That part I did not see you or JJ in.
Yeah. No. No, we wouldn't. So he put all of his hopes on the scout from Georgetown, and the coach came up to him and said, why are you playing like this? Whatever, blah, 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 blah. and he threw a chair, and then Shep was down there, and oh my God, in the locker room.
And then there's like a big blowout with the mother.
Yeah. And the coach says you cannot talk to the college or the scout until you have graduated or something.
Do you see now why I try to find just comedies instead of like comedic drama films?
Well, there were some funny parts, but
I don't remember
I
any.
don't remember much right now. I remember smiling, laughing, or whatever.
I remember there being a lot of like tension and like drama.
Yeah.
Jeez, hope our next films for Black History Month are better.
Well, hopefully they are.
There's a basketball game at the end, and
Well, yeah, and they concentrate on the other teams.
that's about as far as I really want to go. And I barely remembered anything about this movie. How far do you want to go?
Well, I mean, if you want to stop at that.
Yeah, they go to a basketball game. I would say
They spent most of the time with those teams shooting out. And Shep was leaving town, so his mom was upset, but they needed another player, and you only have so many people on the roster. And remember, the basketball coach said, I'm putting you on the roster. If you're around, please, we're going to need you. And he had to play the game. Because Kyle kept saying, dude, stop it. Because the other team was Birdie's team, his brother, and they were really knocking hard to him.
yeah, but at least this move. Okay, one thing I will say positive about this is that this game actually had rules, unlike Space Jam: A New Legacy.
But they weren't doing too many of the rules until it was against Birdie's team.
It reminded me of when I played a game in. I wonder if it was high school, junior high, middle, somewhere, or whatever. Sometime in high school where a kid kind of bled, actually. Because we were playing like very intense basketball. We were playing the type of basketball where you didn't even need to dribble.
Oh, hey, that's nice.
No, that wasn't
So
nice. You
there
just
was
picked it up and then
traveling.
you just threw it like dodgeball. And it's like, Shh.
No ball?
No, there was a ball.
Oh, so you just have to keep throwing it.
That's
Sort of like, what is that, lacrosse?
It was like a defense basketball or something. I
Oh.
don't know, but that's why a kid had to go to the nurse because they were bleeding.
Well, remember in the high school basketball, the coach kept having them jump up to the rim. They had to hit the ball up above the hoop,
Oh, that's right.
and they had to keep going. They had to
Mhm.
keep going and hitting the rim and stuff like that.
Uh,
So his other teammates were kind of like, man, why are you hogging the ball? We lost that game because you wouldn't pass. And the coach kept saying, pass to your other players,
There's one.
Then he finally kind of started to understand after the game in the park.
There's one part I'm not going to say what happens. I doubt that they didn't know this because this happened before it, but there's something that happens at the very end of the movie where it's like, wow, that's that's art foreshadowing life. That's all I'll say.
Art foreshadowing life.
Yep.
I don't know what you mean by that.
People who have seen this movie, they'll be like, oh, okay.
That's what you meant. Okay.
That's
Okay.
coincidence.
If you like basketball, I mean, it was
If you like basketball, watch Space Jam.
one.
Yeah.
But I mean, for more realistic, I thought it was pretty good. But
Isn't there an Air Bud movie with basketball?
I
That's
mean,
more
it's
realistic.
the same story, Kids have to use their talents in sports to get into college
and to get
out of the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a bad neighborhood and everything.
And dealing drugs or in gangs is not the way. Education and stuff.
according to Notorious P.I.G., that's okay because that's a reference to Biggie Smalls, who did that. But remember, people, Pepe Le Pew is crass.
Oh, stop it. Okay, would you recommend the movie?
No.
Okay, that's fine.
I'd recommend.
I mean, it's free, so you know if you don't have anything else to watch.
Yeah, but it's on Netflix, so if you're gonna watch a Marlon Wayans movie that's on Netflix, I would suggest watching like Sextuplets over this.
Oh God. Okay.
That's when I found out
let's
about.
wrap it up.
What was it? Was that Hill Street Blues or Miami Vice that they kept mentioning?
I don't know.
It was the one where they like.
Step away, shortly.
It was the one where they like, slid over on the hood of the car.
You have to slide over it.
Yeah, was that Hill Street Blues or Miami Vice?
That's almost every cop show,
Okay,
I think.
Fine, maybe it was T.J. Hooker. Who knows? Join us next time. Join us next time when we take a look at an actor at the prime of his ego.
Ooh, ego. Wow. Okay.
Bye.